When it comes to working out, likely one of the very first exercises that you started to implement was the push-up, right? As a guy, you probably started by cranking out as many as you could get in your bedroom or maybe in elementary school gym class while testing for the presidential fitness test. Each were likely done with absolutely piss-poor form, but you still likely fell in love with that first pump you got right then and there. Talking about your chest, delts, triceps just exploding in your mind, leaving you jacked. Squats, sit-ups, and even pull-ups don't offer you that initial low barrier to entry high. But push-ups sure as shit do. It's part of the military standards test. It requires no equipment, and at the end of the day can give you some pretty solid beginner gains in size, strength, and muscularity in your chest, your delts, your triceps, and even in your core and upper back. But usually over time, a lot of us meatheads fall out of love with them and eventually replace them with, let's say, the bench press, doing curls and rows. That is until life happens. You get older. You fall out of favor with fitness altogether because, let's face it, who has time to prioritize fitness these days when you have a job and a family? Then you look to dive headfirst back into it by way of some arbitrary workout like we're going to highlight today, the 100 push-ups every day for 30 days challenge. And that's what I want to discuss today. My thoughts on it after personally doing it for the last month, the benefits and costs of doing it, and overall tips on how to work it into your training regimen with some degree of success. First off, let's explain the rules that I used for this challenge. To help create a scenario where you're giving your body the time under tension from this challenge that can possibly yield some decent size, strength, stamina, and muscularity gains, you gotta closely monitor your rest and recovery periods between the sets you do to achieve the total of 100 reps that it calls for. And the rest period I used was just 1 minute. So what I do is typically this. The first set in pursuit of the 100 total reps, I'd take to failure. After that, I'd rest for a minute, then either continue going to failure or stick with a small, digestible number of reps that allowed for picture-perfect reps done with great speed and force. For me, that often looked like doing 50 reps to kick things off, going to failure, then after a minute of rest, doing 5 sets of 10 powerful, explosive reps. And just to keep things fun and fresh, after those 50 reps were done, I then do different variations of push-ups until I reach that magic number of 100. Now, when it comes to you doing it, you can do it that way that I just highlighted or not, but at the end of the day, recognize that so long as you're not a very deconditioned individual, the goal is getting 100 total reps in a tight consolidated chunk of time instead of 100 reps dispersed throughout the day. And as for when I did it, personally, I did it while my kids were eating breakfast before school. But honestly, when you do it doesn't matter so much as just committing to doing it. So don't overcomplicate it. Just pick a time and commit to doing it. Now, let's talk about some of the benefits and possible costs or risks that you can possibly receive by following this challenge. First, as I mentioned before, there are very clear possible benefits to your size, your strength, your stamina, and muscularity when you introduce the type of time under tension that this challenge will demand of you. And again, the best way to make sure you get that requisite time under tension is via maybe taking that lead set to failure like I did, but more importantly, making sure that you closely monitor the rest periods so that you're pushing the limits on your performance in the face of fatigue while pursuing that cumulative 100 total reps. Now, much of these possible benefits will be contingent upon your level of fitness, meaning that someone that's relatively new to training routinely should expect more cumulative benefits than someone who's a grizzled veteran. But At the end of the day, everyone who does this can expect these very real benefits. Number one, an increase in your muscular endurance and overall stamina. Two, a boost to muscularity given how the high volume work and close monitoring of your rest periods can yield the type of metabolism boost to help burn some fat. And in my mind, the most important benefit from this entire challenge, number three, a boost in your discipline as a result of you consistently doing this non-negotiable work on a daily basis. Now, those are the benefits. Let's quickly discuss some of the costs or risks. The first concern is that this increase in volume for one specific movement pattern, the horizontal press that the push-up is, can lead to a muscular imbalance that yields perhaps a postural issue like kyphosis or hunchback. This issue can be very easily mitigated though by simply balancing out the work you do in this challenge with equal parts work with a horizontal pull, say in a workout done separately from the push-ups routine. The next problem would be that if, let's say, you're a relative newcomer to higher volume training, then you might not be able to adequately recover from a level of stress that your body is nowhere near ready to adapt to. Look, your body is built to adapt to the demands that are placed upon it. But if you're continually putting it through a level of stress that it has yet to adapt to, and you're already experiencing some delayed onset muscle soreness, then you're gonna struggle greatly during this entire challenge to the point where it may be more harmful than helpful. Just make sure that when or if you do a challenge like this, you double down on your efforts outside the gym via eating well-rounded meals around the clock and giving your body enough sleep to facilitate muscle recovery. And the third and final concern for this challenge is the wear and tear that could occur with heightened volume work, specifically in your wrist, your elbows, and your shoulders, and also technically your lower back if you're dipping ass. What's the way to mitigate this risk? Easy. Execute each rep with quality form. Keep your core tight to maintain a neutral spine instead of allowing your ass and lower back to dip. Be sure your shoulders remain externally rotated so that you keep your upper back stabilizing the head of your humerus. The anterior delts work in conjunction with the pecs at the bottom, and your triceps are being better loaded at lockout. And lastly, make sure to keep your elbows stacked on top of your wrists so that there are no power leaks and you're not putting too much pressure on your wrist or your elbows. So that covers it all in the benefits and the risk department and leaves but one simple question. Do I think the benefits of this challenge outweigh the risks of it? Should you do it? My answer? Yes, but less so for the somewhat minimal size and conditioning gains you can expect to make from them, and more so for the way this helps you better prioritize consistency and discipline with your training approach. In my mind, the real benefit with the challenge is the non-negotiable commitment you make to your fitness and how that positively impacts the discipline required to help you see things through from start to finish. So if you're needing a kick in the ass or a rallying cry to get you back on track with your fitness, then give this challenge a go. Just make sure that you subsequently temper your expectations to a realistic level. Now, I mentioned I like to do some different push-up variations after the first set of failure that I'd typically, kind of push myself with. So with that being said, here are a few that I did that can hopefully spark some new training ideas to help, if you do this challenge, make it a little bit more enjoyable and fun for you to see it through to the very end. guys, thanks for checking out today's video. Before you leave, I wanted to quickly remind you that if you're ready to spice things up with your workouts or simply lift your way out of a stagnant routine that's leaving you feeling like the wheels are turning but you're going nowhere fast, then I'd love to have you go through the free 30-day Kettlebell Warrior Challenge. I've currently set up an open enrollment for this so you can immediately, if you want to, start today and work your way through it at your very own pace. All you got to do is register for your free account on my Kettlebell Warrior Brotherhood app over on the school platform, and you'll automatically be granted full access to everything that comes with this killer 30-day rapid transformation program. Number one, a month's worth of follow-along video workouts packed with coaching cues that help assure you get the best performance and aesthetics gains possible with very shortened and condensed workouts. Number two, my exact diet and supplements plan that will help you maximize both the speed and degree of the gains you can expect to get from the sacrifices that you make with each one of these daily workouts. And three, and probably most importantly, the motivation and support of myself as well as the rest of my Kettlebell Warrior Brotherhood members who will help hold your ass accountable to being the best version of yourself possible while going through this entire 30-day process. Again, this entire 30-day challenge is 100% free of charge. No need to whip out your credit card. All you have to do to register for it is click either the first link you see in the description box or the pinned link at the top of the comment section down below. And once on that page, follow the very simple cues to set up a free account inside the Kettlebell Warrior Brotherhood. That's it. It'll take you less than a minute to do, and trust me, the results that I can guarantee you will receive by the end of this next 30 days will make you happy as hell that you made this choice. Appreciate your time, guys. Have a good one. MANdler out.